Welcome to the LEC post-game lobby. I am Quickshot, joined by Trouble and the victorious, undefeated Comp. Welcome back to the show, Comp. We will get some time a little later in PGL. We will dive a little bit deeper into Rogue as well as your performances. But before we do, I wanted to ask if you managed to catch that G2 versus Mad Lions game.
I actually did, yeah. Even though it was a disaster game, I watched.
What did you think of it? Why was it a disaster?
I don't know, like the draft from G2, I felt like it was an 80-20 game, like towards Mad 80. So I just felt like if they didn't see somehow, like what Youngos did the first level, I felt like there was just no win condition for them. So it's just overall, I think the game was like such a big draft cup.
I'm just laughing because I'm mad. I agree. We were backstage and I was like, oh, it's doomed. It's doomed. Mad Lions won. It's absolutely doomed. I agree with Comp.
Now, of course, tell me a little bit more about how you can interpret Mad Lions' performances. You know, they've won a couple games now. They lost yesterday in quite dramatic fashion. Do you think they're performing as expected?
Well, I didn't really watch yesterday's game, but I know it was really long. But, I mean, to be honest, I feel like their drafts are really on point, and it seems like their new AD carry Unforgiven is pretty flexible. He showed like the Corki on the debut versus Vitality. So I think it's pretty interesting the way they draft, and they seem like a flexible team. So they for sure like look interesting, I guess.
Yeah, just hitting back on the point about Mac and making his players feel completely comfortable with being on the LEC for the first time, figuring out the strengths and the weaknesses. And this time we also see Rika on a different type of mid lane as well. I think I really enjoy seeing him more corky and Unforgiven on something that he can hyper carry towards the late game as well. I think these are drafts made for success, and honestly, the players are just running away with them.
They really are. Now, talk a little bit about G2 Esports. I know you mentioned you likely haven't seen their games, but G2 going 1-2 on the weekend, what do you make of that? And you know, versus your expectations of what this team would do? 2-1, small correction.
Well, for now, I don't really know. I don't really have like much to say about G2. I feel like, at least for bot lane, they still give me like the reckless Mikix vibes, especially yesterday with like the Seraphine Pike. So I don't really like see a huge difference from last year's G2 yet. But I guess it's still like too early to say, right? But at least from those 3 games, I don't think they have shown way too much yet. So I can like comment on it, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. And of course, to round out this game, your key player of the game winner was Unforgiven with 68% of the vote. So congratulations down in the bottom lane. It's a player that we've been speaking about a lot, and I love the fact that Mac and Mad Lions are enabling him and playing around him where they want to.
I mean, absolutely. You saw it. Game 1, straight into his comfort. Karthus, Draven. If he can't get one, he'll get the other. And I think this speaks, again, miles for Mac, letting their players into the LEC with ease.
Now, we've already been talking a little bit about the team's performances overall. I want to bring the standings up on screen. Rogue and Fnatic are the only teams to go undefeated at 3-0. Down at the bottom of the table, the only teams to go 0-3 is Astralis and Vitality. And if I call back to yesterday's overreactions, Zanzara said Astralis not 10th. And somebody else said Vitality 10th. Those things have come true. No, but all jokes aside, Comp, do the standings sort of check out to you in terms of assumed power strength? Let's maybe exclude Team Vitality for now.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't include Team Vitality, I think it's pretty normal for now. Like, for example, I think we also like haven't really had the most difficult schedule yet. So I think for now, like those are kind of like must win for us, and we're supposed to win those teams, right? So in the upcoming weeks, we should like really show like if we are capable of like keeping being a top tier team.
I'm going to dive into that games this week in your personal performance. Before I do, I asked you, Mato Cannon, yesterday, how many weeks of games it will take before the standings almost accurately reflect where teams rank within Europe. How many weeks do you think it will take?
I mean, probably after each team has faced the like all the teams, I guess, in the LEC. That's like the most normal thing to say, I suppose. But for us, at least, it's for sure after week 3, in my opinion.
So you want to be up at the top at week 3 and then hold that. All right, I like that.
7-0?
Yeah. We'll come back to that.
3?
We'll come back to that. Comp, first question. How personally has this week of games been for you coming back to the LEC?
Well, it's been really nice, especially because it's like my first 3-0, I think, in a Super Week that I've been in LEC. So it's also like a nice welcome back for me. And I just want to, as said before, like maintain that performance. So yeah, feels nice.
I want to dive a little bit deeper and ask about your impression of joining Rogue and how it's been for you, because Hansama put a heck of a show at Worlds and all the fans were behind him, and now they're like, oh, shoot, we lost Hansama, comp is in. What did that feel like for you pressure-wise?
Well, to be honest, even before like Hans left, he was actually like my favorite like UAD carry to either play against or basically play against. Yeah, like whenever I was playing with this guy, it was like so much fun. Especially like he's known for his laning phase and those Kalista-driven picks, so it was always like such a pressure playing versus this guy, and it was fun. But I feel like I kind of have like a similar playstyle towards Hans, even though I haven't shown him yet. I think it's also the meta that kind of holds that playstyle back for now. But I hope I make him proud if he watches the games, and I'm happy to be in the Rogue either way.
You have brought the biggest smile to my face, because as you were telling that story, it's so sincere and genuinely happy. I'm over the moon to hear you say that and talk about Hans in such a way. What has fan support been like after your return, replacing Hans, now going 3-0? What's it like being comp on social media this weekend?
Well, it's been really nice, but I don't think like I'm the main topic about my team. I think after today's Marlang tweet, I think he has taken over Twitter, to be honest.
That was such a good tweet, Suzette, Sarah. I absolutely love it. Let's talk a little bit about reintegrating now. How has preparation for the season been? You know, meeting the new team, meeting Marang and all the other players. When did you start get going? And you know, what are the expectations for your future?
Well, I think the price has been going pretty well, and that's why like we have also have like such a nice start. I think basically, I feel like we're kind of late on realizing what the meta is, especially for bot lane. I think me and Trippy were kind of like, I mean, he also took like the off season, let's say, a bit chill because he was also playing the whole year, right? And I was kind of gaming on 80 ping, so it was just not really like we couldn't really tell what was the meta and stuff. But after like screaming, especially top teams, I mean, I would say Vitality, even though they're 0-3, I think we actually learned after screaming them the first time. I think right now we have a pretty good read on the meta, right? So that really helped out the team, and we could see what like it made basically a really huge change, right, towards how we play, and that's why I think we make these drafts now and the way we play. So it's been really nice, and yeah, practice is good.
I know you can possibly can't reveal too much about it, but also Odomna yesterday said that we don't want to just have one identity where just teams can just download it and be like, oh yeah, Rogue is just going to play like this, sort of like it was in 2021. How do you feel, how many faces, let's say, do you think Rogue has now?
Well, I can say for sure that I'm not a one-trick pony Jinx, even though I saw that this week.
Oh.
But yeah, I think we are actually like pretty flexible overall, and we have tried already like many stuff on scrims. It's just, I don't know, like the teams just kept letting Jinx open, right? So why not take the free W?
Free dub, okay.
One more question. This is an extremely personal question from me before I continue with the show. You were a very good-looking man with very great hair. I'm trying to grow mine out at the minute.
You didn't start growing, Trevor.
How long did you grow your hair on top? And how long does it take to look as nice as yours?
I mean, to be honest, like since I didn't play like the whole last year, I think I was legit getting a haircut every week because it was like summer and I was just like going outside every day, right?
But so you just shave the sides, right? Keep it long on top, shave the sides? Okay.
Yeah, mostly the sides and a bit on top. And now, like, since I came here, I think I took once a haircut and I took like very little on top, right? So just don't get a haircut.
You have beautiful hair. You have beautiful hair. Thank you for that one. The producer's in my ear telling me off. Okay, we're going to move on. And Comp, I'd like to ask you to share a message in Greek for all of our Greek fans. So think about it for now. Greece has a pretty special place in my heart. I was actually in Greece for the Greek Legends event, which is where the Greek language client was launched. It was released. I remember
2014, yeah?
Yes, correct. I was there in studio, in stadium, met Forgiven and got to shoutcast on stage. I also remember going there for the Roadshow finals when I ran out on stage yelling, Kalispera, Athena. Those words are etched into my memory. Okay, so well, I'm about to ask Comp just to say something to our Greek fans. I am also going to ask Georgia to translate what Comp says. So good luck. I know you're not a translator.
I'll try my best. I'm not a translator. I'll try my best.
Comp, the floor is yours.
Well, oh God. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ σε όλους για την υποστήριξη. Είστε όλοι υπέροχοι. Γενικά όλα τα μηνύματα που μου στέλνετε θα προσπαθήσω να τα απαντήσω όλα. Και ελπίζω να συνεχίσω να σας κάνω περήφανους. Ευχαριστώ επίσης, παρένθεση, σε όλους τους αγορίνες.
Μας κάνεις πολύ περήφανος έτσι κι αλλιώς, Μάρκο. Ευχαριστούμε πολύ. So he wants to thank obviously all his fans, and he says that he hopes that he makes everyone proud and that he will try to reply to all of the messages. So just swarm him with messages so you make his work even harder.
Rookie mistake! Rookie mistake!
And also he sends a big greeting to all the Agorinas out there in Greece.
Production team, can we please get, for later in the show, a lower third with Comp's Twitter address, just so we can make sure to spam him. Let me know when it's ready, because I'm going to make this boy work.
No, I'm more of an Instagram guy.
An Instagram guy? Okay.
I don't use Twitter.
We'll get his Instagram then. We'll get his Instagram. All right, let's carry on by taking a look at the Kia Pog leaderboard after 15 games of play. This is what the Kia Player of the Game leaderboard looks like, with VTO in first, followed... Is that... That says Oda Wamneri?
No, production.
And then you're here. Unforgiven down there as well. Odo up at the top. What would Odo say to know he's won 2 Player of the Games already, Comp?
I mean, honestly, I'm not even trying to be sarcastic or something. I think he could also be 3. He could also have 3 wins, in my opinion. I think he was so fucking good, like every single game, and he made the game so easy for me, especially when he was playing the brother, aka Orn. So yeah. Even if he got 3 wins, I wouldn't really care. Like he was really insane all those games.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I've got a strange question. I'm not going to ask Comp because he would not have watched all 15 games. But Trouble, when we look at that Player of the Game leaderboard, I wondered to myself, are there any names you could shortlist for potential MVPs of the week?
If I have to think top 2 teams, and Odo Amnet aside, because he's won already 2, I would have to go towards Hylissang. I feel like he was so versatile through the weekend. The Thresh, the Rakan, the Zillion coming in. I felt the way he was supporting his team in all fronts, whether it was at the front, where it was at the back. He's been very solid. He only entered once the entire 3 days as well. I think this speaks a lot about how above and beyond he's going, especially these 3 days. And yeah, I feel like it's a pretty good
It's been a good weekend if you're a fan of Fnatic or Rogue.
It is.
Both teams going 3-0. As you can see the footage on screen, we definitely had some more intense games today, I think. A little bit shorter win times. Comp, did it feel to you like day 1 and day 2, a lot of teams were a little shaky and rusty, but today it almost felt like the stronger team not only won, but the stronger team kind of smashed in most of our games?
Yeah, it felt like it. I mean, if you don't include the last game of like G2 versus Mad, I thought it would be like way closer. And as I said, like I think the draft just made it unplayable of the side of G2. And I don't really think like they're way worse than Mad, and that's why they lost. I think overall, yeah, like day 3, it showed like the team showed way more confidence than the first 2 days. And I think they also adapted fast, like basically taking some of the drafts, like some of the, let's say, easy drafts or like some of the secure drafts that you can like start your week 1, because it's like almost every split is like this, right? There's like chaotic scrim games where there's like 15 kills minute 3, right? You perma-dive, you perma-do random stuff. But then on stage, you just pick Orn, Jarvan, Corki, Jinx, and you just scale to 30, right? So I respect it for the first weeks, but I hope at least the meta will be more fun in the future. But it's fun for now too, for sure, since we're winning.
I feel there's also like the other side of the spear, right? Because if some teams know that they're going to end up on that end of the spectrum, and it's like, oh, we've already seen this before, we sort of know how to counter it. And I felt like a lot of the teams fell into the same trap today, where they were like, oh, we're going to play what's comfort for us, but then the other team has already read throughout the other 2 days what comfort is.
Yeah, exactly the case. Thank you so much for your insights. We are nearing the end of the show. Before we go, though, let's take a look at next week's week 2, day 1 match preview. Here are the schedule for the day. Mad Lions will be taking on Rogue. It is a rematch of our spring finals. Any early instincts, things that you think we should look out for to how you're going to beat Mad Lions?
Well, I will for sure need to drink 2 coffees that day, because we're actually last game of the day and I will need to stay strong. But I feel like, I mean, there are a lot of like similar things that both of our teams do, but I feel like, we have Marlang, right? So I think this guy's like legit already top 3 jungle in LEC. So I think actually he will face like probably, and also like top 3 jungle in LEC. So it will for sure be a fun jungle matchup to watch.
Ooh, very much looking forward to how that plays out. Georgia, can you remind me, what was that that thing Comp said?
Oh, guys, he's going to reply to every single person's messages.
No, I didn't say that.
Georgia,
So, yeah, you did.
Where can you find him?
You can find him on Instagram at comp_lol.
And he
all
said
caps.
it. He said he'd reply to everybody, right? Everybody. Good luck.
Say that,
This
guys.
is the single biggest shout out I think we've ever done in 9 years of this show. Comp, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the weekend. Tell Odawamne I think you're better at interviews than he is. And I'm going to start to wrap up. What a fantastic weekend of games. 15 wrapped up, and there are plenty more to come over the next 7 weeks of regular season. We've had some amazing moments. We've had a few questionable plays. We have had a whole lot of fun with you. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everybody on the production team for the fantastic week back. A lot of the crew behind the cameras carry so much of the burden of what makes the LEC special. We all love you and the work that you do. One quick personal thank you for me. It has been a very warm welcome back to the show. It's more than I can ever put into words. And we are done for we're done for tonight. Good night. Goodbye. We'll see you later. A very special good night to Shocks. Stay strong. We love you and we miss you. Okay, professional mode now. Next one. But the weekend is far from over. The LCS is just about to start. So make sure to watch Bwipo and the new Team Liquid lineup in action. We'll be back next week for more. See you then.
Go to sleep, Trevor. Go to sleep, Trevor.
Thank you, Comp, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to Berlin, Germany, and the last day of the LEC Super Week.
I hear you, you hear me, everything's gonna be just fine. Time to get in the game, BDS versus Misfits. Adam now running in, flash away, Adam admits the entire team. Neon trying to fire back, get a little bit more damage down. Synchro on the backside, but eyes on VGO, eyes on Schlatan there in the back line, but how much more can they get done? X-Matty still waiting over the wall. VGO, good follow-up, good damage. They're shredding BDS in the pit. 3 quick kills for the side of Misfits, well played. Confident win against BDS. Misfits will end this Super Week 2-1. Get ready for our second game of the day. It's time for XL versus Vitality. Selfmade playing with fire here, just dies. Definitely not the play he was looking for. Now Afari's gonna be in trouble. Perks coming over the wall, tries to turn it, but Patrick still running forward. Big damage coming in from the Xayah. XL find their first win in the LEC.
And a huge sigh of relief from the XL house. I can hear it from here all the way.
We're here for Rogue versus Astralis. Rogue is currently sitting undefeated.
Now we go in. Dominus pop, Malrang gonna get chased down here, tries to turn it onto Dayor, and Malrang actually just kills off Zanzara. Rogue will be the first team to go undefeated in the LEC Week 1.
SK and Fnatic jump onto the Rift. I love Zoe. I hope she wins.
I usually hope so.
That's so dark.
You just got us R-rated, guys. What is that? Gillius jumping onto Humanoid, gets in with a Crescent Sweep, but Certus is nowhere near his jungler, and Gillius just dived to his demise. Tree's trying to get across the wall here as well. Razork with a great flash kick will just deliver Certus to upset.
We will end the day with Mad Lions versus G2, the winningest team versus the current defending champions.
Caps trying to jump away, manages to escape. Call of the Forge God coming down as well, and Caps doesn't survive Unforgiven, who opens up 2 quick kills.
The reigning LEC champions finish 2-1.